My story is the starting of the Coastal View. Now, in '94, I think it was, when the Carpinteria Herald went out, we were doing a TV sitcom for Channel 18. And
Carpinteria Live?
What? Yes, really, it was all live.
It was called Carpinteria Live, right?
Yes, that's right. You remember that.
That's part of it.
And then Gary Dobbins, Mike Van Stry were the cameramen. I was the director and also part in it. My wife was in it, and it was 3 or 4 others, and I don't remember all the names. So after we had our show, we went to Tony's and we're having dinner.
Are you okay? You need to...
And my wife, you know, was writing for the Carpinteria Herald before.
She was a writer for it?
She was a writer for it before, yeah.
You're right, Rosemary.
Yeah. And then they came up with, gee, you know, why don't we start a paper? And they all looked at one another. My major in college was journalism, University of Missouri. So I said, well, I'll be happy to help. And we all said, how much time can a weekly paper take? 10, 15 hours a week, which turned out to be a laughing situation, and we still laugh about it now because it was 10, 15 hours a day, not a week, and it was wonderful. And I remember that, and Gary and I will talk about that sometime, and I always say, how much time does a weekly paper take?
Well, when the Carpinteria Herald went under, there was another fellow who used to own this theater that had a brief paper. Do you remember that?
Yes, there was.
What was that about?
Well, it was not a paper. It's called a newsletter. We had to wait a year before we had to do it, and he just couldn't maintain it. That's all there was to it.
Were you going? Did the Coastal View happen at the same time, or just after his thing?
Oh,
I think it was the same time.
At the same time, yeah. And it was very difficult because you have to publish every week, or whatever you say you're going to publish. You can't miss a week. You had to go. Then we had to go to court to become adjudicated as a newspaper. I didn't know all of this, and it was fascinating. That was after a year, and we did it.
And now, how would you describe the Coastal View?
Well, the Coastal View is exactly what my wife wanted, and she'll say the situation is the fact that she says we're not going to editorialize. The people are smart enough to know which way to go. We're going to print everything. Secondly, we're only going to print any that happens in Carpinteria. We're not going to go somewhere else. If it didn't happen here, we're not going to put it in. And we're going to back we are not going to back candidates. We're going to back all of them and let the people do it. And it looks like it worked because we are now nationally known.